So this question was, what we measure in joules, kilojoules, work, calories and kilocalories is also energy. And when we do pranayam, that is also energy. Okay, what is the difference between two energy? The answer is actually that the difference is not there. The difference is made by its usage. Now consider, for example, our muscle has some amount of power. Actin and myosin complex has some particular power. We can definitely measure it by fatigue of muscles, experiment and all those things. But if we properly position them, then what will happen? That we can use them very well. And we can lift much more weight than the actually muscle can get pain to. So where this energy come from? The energy come from basically a different kind of energy which is working on, that is a mind energy which is working there on that muscle. This mind energy doesn't work directly on the muscle and doesn't provide ATP directly. This goes through neurons. This goes through energy center, what they say as a chakra. Okay. Now we have only channels of venous system, artery system, that is a circulatory system, lymphatic system and neuronal system. We don't have any kind of visibility of chakra. What will happen if our Muladhara chakra is activated? What will happen if my Ajna chakra activated? But we know that pituitary gland is activated, my all hormones going to be best, because it gives you the thyroid stimulating hormone, this stimulating hormone, that stimulating, insulin stimulating hormone, everything. So everything going to be controlled. But who controls the pituitary? That is again a problem. There is a feedback mechanism to that pituitary. Now there is a Sahasrara chakra which controls pituitary and which has even a small pinch of effect, will have a blast of effect everywhere. Now if we control by yoga the Sahasrara chakra, the energy is immense. And that energy is like if you get a real accolade by a big person, then that energy will actually come inside you. That is that energy. So this is a very short thing. Another thing is, when pranayam you do, that is a separate form of energy. How? The energy is always connected to the breath. So the breath is very much near to pran. We'll come to the details of pran, but when you take a breath which has oxygen, the oxygen does not mean pran. It is known as pran vayu, but it is not pran. Pran is again a very pure form of energy, the nuclear energy. So, but this oxygen, if oxygen content of the cell increases, every cell increases, the pran increases. So pran is everywhere. There is always a question in level 3, where pran exists in the body. People say in heart. So first question fail. The pran exists in each cell. The deaths start maybe just 1 month before, or 3 days before, or 4 days before. The deaths start because the pran start leaving it. The body, leaving the body.
Just 1 minute ago.
Yeah.
So like pran, where is mind in the body?
Yeah, that's a very good question actually.
So then I got the answer from one P.M. Victor's book. So where is mind? Then never mind.
Achha, so where is mind? Never mind. Great.
Never mind.
Great.
So that is the answer.
Great. Now this very good, sir. It's a very nice. When we do pranayam, we compress the air by kumbhaka, and it actually punches the pran inside. It pumps the pran inside every cell, and that increases the energy. The second part you said, what is the measurement? Today we have a measurement of calories. What is the measure? They have a measurement. They had measurement, but their measurement ways are very different. Adhama pranaha. The person who is doing pranayam and doesn't have a practice of yogasan will have the very high perspiration. The person who is doing pranayama, madhyam pranayama, may have a headache at the back. You do Kapalvati, try Kapalvati 150 times without any stop, and you will find there is a headache at the back. There is a headache, there is an ache at the back. Even you have a headache if you don't do it properly, because our pran doesn't support. Kapalvati enriches the pran, but it doesn't support. So in yogasan we give a space to pran, and in shavasana we imbibe pran. In the pranayam we compress the pran and push it inside, and that's why it is pranayam. We are bringing the pran inside, pranayam. No doubt that when you do pranayam, definitely there is a huge absorption of water from the colon. You have to drink a lot of water. You have to take a lot of ghee, because there will be otherwise constipation. And also you need to have high patience, because you are pumping energy inside you. So if you properly use it, probably you may not need even 2 hours of sleep. You may be fresh within 2 hours, because the pran is very high. Pran is sufficing you. When the hormones, a plant is very good, very fresh, when the plant hormones are good. Similarly, our hormones, beyond hormone there are the stimulating hormone. Beyond stimulating hormone, there are energies, and beyond that there is a man, what is said. But ultimately it is connected to air. So there were ways of measurement that time. There were ways of measurement. Only thing is, now we are calibrating on the scale. They were calibrating on the events, positions, ache. Many other things were there for the calibration, because that was a self-calibration. So that's it. That's what I could just recapitulate.
Thank you so much, friends. Please advise your suggestions in comment box.